Hello YouTube, this is Monty Milton. Now the topic of discussion is, are certain mental disorders demonically related, or are they a chemical imbalance in the brain? That's a good question. I would say it can be either one. A lot of people do suffer from mental disorders, like me, for example. I suffer from manic depressive illness. I admit it. You can see it on my profile. And by any means, is it related to any demonic oppression or whatnot whatsoever? You know, I have all my intelligence. I have all my understanding. I know right from wrong. I'm not just some psycho who can just commit murder and rape and not be held accountable. Anything I do or say, I say it with a full conscience and understanding. I know exactly what I'm doing. There are no excuses. Now, I can throw the insanity factor out there, but it really wouldn't be doing me no good. In the long run, it would make things worse for me. And as a Christian, I know I will have to stand before a holy God one day, and He will punish me for being a liar and using the so-called disability as an excuse to do wrong or not better myself. In any case, I should use this so-called disability as a motivation to do better, not as an excuse, not to get a disability check every month, not to be dependent on other people, but to work hard and strive. Look, I have 2 hands, I have 2 legs. I'm young, I'm 31 years old. And psychologically, I say I'm pretty well fit. But most of all, as a child of God, I really have to step it up a notch. Now, in some cases, people who suffer from mental disorders, that is demonically related. For the simple reason, I've seen people who have been mentally disturbed for dabbling around with the occult, because at first they were not suffering from any mental disorder beforehand. This one man who saw a witch doctor in Africa, you know, he was a successful doctor. He was over in Africa doing some kind of missionary work, helping out the sick. But when he came back after seeing a witch doctor put a spell on him, he couldn't speak. He was, you know, rattling around with his tongue out, you know. He had lost his profession. They had put him in a nut house. He was totally disabled. Until a Christian, a born-again believer, came and saw him when he was having one of his better days, and the guy told him, the Christian was told that he had seen a witch doctor in Africa, and immediately the Christian knew what the cause was. So the believer went to pray for this guy. Pray in the name of Jesus. And just after that, over at least an hour, demonic spirits began to manifest themselves. His face turned into a monstrous, cat-like looking, inhuman look. The Christian persisted to pray for him. Eventually the spirit came out, and the man was back to normal again. He accepted Christ, and now the man is a missionary. He has his own church. He got his doctor's license back. He's back to normal. You know, on the other hand, people are just born with chemical imbalances in the brain. Like me, for example. Manic depressive illness basically runs in my family. But the proper medication, the proper therapy or whatnot, I can function just as normal as anyone else. Now, I admit,
It's over.
does that